Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our show, NMP Talk Show. And we're excited to have you this evening, as usual. And as usual, I'm not alone. Figile, welcome.
Hi, Newo. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing very well, thanks, Figile. Were
Yeah,
you looking
hey,
forward to tonight's show?
I was looking forward to tonight's show as we speak. You know that the reason of today's topic is
Yeah.
actually more interesting because I am away. I'm not on my usual setup. I'm away. It's vacation time. Hey,
Hey, you and vacations. I know you very well.
we
You
are
love
like this. We
vacations.
besties.
I think you were born for vacations, ne?
I think so. Hey.
uh, you know
It's
what?
delighting today.
Tonight,
I think it's not as good as always it is, So, hey, we have to do what we have to do.
no, we'll forgive you because you're on vacation. I mean,
Thank you.
you can't be the norm, you know. And
Yeah,
I guess it has to fit the show because we're
actually,
talking about
yes.
vacation. One of us had to be on vacation, and unfortunately, it wasn't me. Yeah, it's always you on vacation. So I'm going to give you the platform today and tell us about vacations, vacations, vacations. Tell us how
No,
you
no, you
booking your
can never
vacations,
say
why.
it has to be about me only. You always visiting. It's just that by the time you visit, your timing is
Yeah.
always good. You know exactly when to visit before the show or after the show. So unfortunately, with me, I don't set it up. I just go.
uh you know what, ne? I have to blame COVID. COVID came and it changed our lives completely. My wife
I
and I
agree.
used to go on vacation a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
when COVID hit, it just it changed a lot
Crippled
of
you,
things.
hey?
Yeah, no,
No, but
but
hey,
we
I
coming
think
out
it's
of
time
it
to start
very
now,
strong.
eh? Yeah, I think it's time to start planning for vacation. Planning for vacation is what we're talking about today. When do you start planning? Do you just wake up waiting for that bonus if you're earning a bonus and say, when I get my bonus, I'm going? Or do you have to start maybe earlier? What will be your take on that one, Newell?
I think planning a vacation needs real thought. You have to sit down, draw a plan, know where to go, how much you have to save up for, because it could be stressful for you if you plan a vacation and you don't have a budget. And
Mentioning that. Hmm.
yes, and not having a budget, and it's even worse if you plan a vacation and going with other people that
Oh,
have budget.
and you haven't.
You either become a burden or a sore thumb. One of it.
Mentioning that now, I think it's very important to have a plan.
Hmm.
Like everything that you do in life, you need to plan. You're
Yeah.
planning to go to school. You're planning to quit your job. You need to have a plan. So if you don't plan for your vacation, other than being a burden, you're not gonna enjoy the experience. Vacation is about
Yeah.
experience. You need to be free. You need to not to worry about your money, because you know that
Mm.
everything is sorted out. Your accommodation is paid for, and the activities that you're gonna do are paid for. You
Yeah.
need to like enjoy the experience. Take a lot of pictures. But if you haven't planned, hey, even the picture annoys you. Hey,
So here's a question for you. How
yeah.
do you know that one in your group has not made a plan when you're
You,
out
you
there
you know
now on vacation?
Before I respond to that,
Yeah.
my friends who will be watching this show, please pardon me. I'll tell you a life experience right now. So,
Yo.
when you haven't planned, usually when you're planning to go with a group of people, we start a WhatsApp group because we're excited. We're planning
Yeah.
to go. We start a
Yeah.
WhatsApp
Yeah.
group, and everybody says, "Oh, this is what I would like to do at the place that we're gonna visit." And the people are excited, and I think that's the time you have to start planning. calculating your
Yeah.
budget. Is it going to allow me or not? And if it doesn't allow you, don't go. Because if you're forced to go, maybe because we've paid the accommodation or the
Yeah.
transportation is there, it's best. And then when you get there and we initiate activities, you're
Yes.
always saying no to certain activities.
Yeah. No, let's stay in today. Let's relax. It's a
I don't
vacation. We
feel
don't
like
have to
going
hurry.
out. And I mean, you become the party pooper because everything we say we want to do, you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And most of
Uh-uh.
the time, not always, but most of the time, it
Mm,
will be that person didn't
mm.
do enough planning financially. So when we suggest things, and especially if the things were not paid prior their vacation, you know
Yeah.
that you have to pop up money. Now you have to think twice. Do I go? Do I not go? Nah, I'm not going because I don't have money. So that's when I know. And the minute that the vacation time comes closer, people are exiting the group. Then you know that, okay, the planning wasn't done. Financially, we are not ready to go.
And we're not blaming anyone for that. I mean,
No, we're not.
circumstances change. They probably had a budget, and things happen along the way, so they had to pull out. But good planning is very important, though.
You're not mentioning the budget and things happening. Now, if we're
Mm.
planning to go on vacation and
Yeah.
we pay for things in advance. Like, let's say in a group we want to go, or
Yeah.
individually, you want to go visit, you want to go to Paris, or you want to go to Cape Town. You know the things that you want to do. So first, you make a list of the things that you'd like to do. You find
Yeah.
out and estimate. You find out if you can book tickets online, like prior
Yeah.
the vacation. By the time
Yes.
vacation time comes, even if life was gonna happen, you will wanna go because you know that you have paid. Unless it's death in the family, then you can ask us to move it by a week. Like, okay, let me just bury and then we'll go next week. Then it's easier. But if you haven't paid for anything, accommodation is not paid
Yeah.
for, the activities are
Mm.
not paid for. Now you're looking at the flight tickets are not purchased. A lot is piling up. Anxiety kicks in. So if you know that, you know what, I want to go, even if you're planning for the family, I want to go to Cape Town. What is it that you would like to do in Cape Town? Everybody
Yeah.
mentions, and you're looking at your planning to say, okay, we can do this, we can do that, we can do that, and you can play like prior going there to say, okay, we wanna go for wine tasting. Which ones will accept us to pay before we get there? And then you make the payment. Accommodation paid for, flight tickets paid for, and you know that if you inform these people on time, if there's a situation, you know that you're not going to lose your money. You can postpone it for a later date, but you know that you're already ready to go. No
Yeah.
stress involved here. Yes.
Whenever we plan a vacation, I always have
Mhm.
this thing that bothers me all the time. It worries me, that
Mhm.
we make all these arrangements, and because life is not guaranteed now.
Yes.
I've had experiences where my wife and I went on vacation, and we suddenly have to come back because one of our loved ones lost their lives, and we had to
Mhm.
cut it short. And it happened a couple of times. So whenever we plan a vacation, that thing doesn't just go away from me. It's like, yo, I don't
So
know
you're
how to.
traumatized, by the way. You're
Yeah.
experiencing
Yeah.
trauma. Go back to our previous shows and check.
And I must watch the show again, eh?
Yeah, you must watch the shows. Eh?
Yo, yo,
I
because
can understand. I can understand.
yeah,
That will
whenever
make
we're
planning
there,
nightmares.
I'm half-hearted. The the other half is here on vacation, happy, excited, and
And
the
the
other
one
part
who
is like,
wants to go
yo,
home.
I don't wanna receive a call to say you must come back home now.
Switch off your
Um,
phone.
no, the thing is, you switch off your phone, but you still worry.
I know.
You can't switch. you can't switch off that feeling. If I was able to
Yeah,
switch off that feeling, then it's
yeah,
fine. I can have my phone on or off. It doesn't
it's
matter.
still the same.
But
It's
just
still the same.
knowing, yeah. But
Yeah. No,
anyway,
you you
because our
you've
show is about
experienced trauma. No,
planning,
you need to deal with that. I mean, you don't want to be a
I
party pooper always.
yeah, no, I don't. I hide it very well.
Mm,
When my
mm.
wife sees the show, she'll like, okay, why didn't you talk to me about that? Then I
Exactly.
would
Now
say,
you're in
no, I don't
trouble.
want to be a party pooper. I don't want to spoil you. Yeah,
You don't want to
yeah,
spoil the vacation, eh? Yeah,
yes.
you know another thing now that we
Mm,
need to be crucial for. I'll share an experience. It was a family vacation, so we visited Canada, and then
yeah,
okay, I wasn't doing the planning, but even though they've done the planning, everything was sorted. You still wanna have like the souvenirs. You wanna buy some things out there. One challenge I experienced was not putting money aside for whatever I wanted to buy. I learned from
mm,
that one. That after the whole planning, the activities, you still want to have a budget for certain things. So I
yeah.
wanted to buy. I didn't look at the currency difference. I'm using rands, they're using Canadian dollars, and I think most of their products were not inclusive of VAT. So whatever you see on the price tag, it's not always what you have to pay. So it
Yeah,
has to
yeah.
add a tax when you are scanning it. So I wasn't aware of all those things. They scanned, came back to South Africa. I couldn't even go back to work because I don't have money. So, so it's very important to know the rand exchange versus whatever country you're visiting, like their currency, as to how it's going to affect your pockets. And what is it that they do? Like now, I'm talking about the VAT. VAT was not included on the price tag. Now, if I
Yeah.
knew, I will add the VAT on that price tag and I'll know at least roughly where I'm
Ah,
sitting. So, yeah, I
ah,
think it's one thing that you have to be wary of, to say that, you know what, do I know how much current, like the currency versus my currency? Do I know if they include or exclude VAT? And put money aside to say, this card is the one that I'm going to use for my vacation.
mm,
But
mm.
have a an emergency card, just in case, because there's a just in
Yeah.
case. You might find that you lose that card that you said has got your money to use for the vacation. Now you are in trouble if that was the only card you had. But if you have an emergency card aside, then you know you're still safe.
You're talking about emergency card.
Hmm.
Uh, you revealing your age in a way. And
Well, yeah.
remember, we in a very advanced technology, environment now, or
Mhm, mhm,
generation,
mhm, mhm.
where you have virtual cards that you can use from your phone,
Yeah.
right? So you don't have to have a physical card, to go shopping.
Mhm,
You have to tap, and especially the places that we go visit overseas, already they've had that technology explored.
mhm,
I mean, many years back, we went to Seattle, and
mhm,
when we got there, I was so excited to see, well, I call her my sister, you know.
mhm, mhm.
um she took us to Starbucks,
Yeah.
and Starbucks was not in South Africa yet, and
At
we
that
were
time,
excited. We're
yes.
like, "Oh, we have to go to Starbucks." Then we get to Starbucks, and then she orders, and she taps with her phone. Wow! I could not believe it. Like, what? Why don't we have this in South Africa? You know? So so you're talking about losing your card. Yes, you might lose
Mhm,
a card, but we also
mhm.
have, our
Your
devices
virtual
that we
card.
tap.
I'll
Yeah,
get to that one. So maybe you can use the virtual card, like your
yeah,
Apple Pay that you use most of the time.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
use that. But what happens
Mm.
if you lose your phone? you've lost that plastic. You lost
Yeah,
the,
when you
the
lose your
phone, you've lost
phone.
everything. So you still
Okay,
have to have, an emergency, something safe for emergency. We're not saying it's not going to happen, and we're not saying it's
yeah,
going to happen. But for you to be
yeah,
safe, you want to enjoy the experience because, at times you find that you exchanged money, like you've got hard
yeah,
cash instead of a card,
yes,
because
yeah,
some places will require you to use hard cash. And if you lose your hard cash, you have lost, like it spoils everything because now you can't do
yes,
things because you've lost the
yeah,
money. A phone,
yeah,
it's easier to lose as well. You might
yeah.
be doing something and you put it down, you forget that you put it there. And now you have to make purchases. How are you going to do it? But if you've got
Oh,
an emergency card on the side, then you're still
yeah.
safe. Yeah.
Are you
And
there,
again,
at the
okay,
beach, and you're
you
there
know, there's a
in
lot. Or
Hawaii,
your wife takes
and then it
your phone. I
drops
didn't get
inside
it.
in the water. It falls
I
in the pool.
depends on the phone
Yeah.
that you're using now.
But let me tell you, Ne, I have
Yeah.
to confess, I'm pro Apple. I love Apple products, and the innovation for me just excites me.
Nami. It works
It's just
wonders for me
the budget doesn't allow me, to
to
go all the way
continue
Apple, to have the whole tree, Apple
of
tree.
April.
But
Mm.
yeah, but if you overseas on a vacation and you're using your Apple device, right?
Hmm.
You most
Hmm.
likely um, didn't just carry a phone. You have your iPad there, or maybe your MacBook with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You leave it in the room, or that you lose your phone.
Hmm.
So you can always use your iPad. I think your iPad also have Apple Pay activated on it. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
I'll have to
Yeah.
check on that. Yeah, I
I
know
think
my
so. Yeah.
friend.
I'm not sure
I
about
don't know
the
if
Apple
he's
Watch
joined in.
though.
He would vouch for me. But
Yeah.
you can always buy a phone overseas. But if you have a budget, buy another iPhone.
That's what one. Actually, that's what you need to have. You still have to have a
Buy
budget,
buy another phone, Apple phone.
and you
Log in
can
with
activate it. You
your Apple.
haven't lost
Yeah,
anything.
and then
Mm.
everything comes back to you. The
Yeah,
beauty about
yeah.
Apple.
I think that's
It's
why
not.
I
By the
love
way, it's not
Apple.
sponsoring the show. Eh?
Oh yes,
I'm
Apple
saying
is
it's
not
it's not
sponsoring
sponsoring
us.
the show. Yeah. I'm. Maybe we must take this show. And get some sponsorship.
And then because we're advertising for them now, but you
Yeah.
know what you're mentioning now is very important. But I'll tell you
Yeah.
again about Apple Pay.
Yeah.
The challenge that I find is that I get to overspend because I am tapping. So you still must have a budget. You don't have to
Yes.
exceed your budget because
Mm-hmm.
you coming in, you paying, you tapping, it's fine. You moving forward, you tapping. If you don't have a budget, you'll find yourself in trouble. If you haven't planned
Mm,
for this trip, you'll find yourself in trouble because now you're tapping and your Apple Pay is not tapping. Because it's not only Apple that is paying, it's your money that's in your card that's paying. So you still
yeah.
need to have a
Yeah.
budget in place.
Sure. Yeah. You can't run away from budget. Ne?
You can never run away from a budget. You can never run
I
away from a
remember
budget.
I remember one of our shows.
Mhm.
We spoke about not buying, but investing on traveling.
Yes.
And what we were actually talking about there is, um don't stress a lot on buying souvenirs when you're
Hmm.
out. You know,
Hmm.
just have fun. There are activities that
Sure.
that would not cost you an arm and a leg when you're out there. You know, food,
Yes.
obviously
Yes.
you have to eat. It might cost you a food and
Hmm. Hmm.
what do you call an arm and a leg? Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes. That's what they
You
say.
know, where that expression comes from, eh?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's for another show.
Okay.
Anywho,
Good.
we in
Mhm.
Paris this time, and waiting for the train. I mean, one
Mhm.
of the exciting things when you overseas, not that we we're encouraging everyone to go overseas. That's the only vacation that you can do.
But if you pay,
But when we're there,
if you spend less and travel more, you will be looking forward to
yeah,
go overseas. I'm just saying.
ex- exactly. So when we're there, we're waiting for the train to come,
Hmm.
and I'm looking at an ad for a Coca-Cola ad for a buddy bottle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
At that time, I think it was 2 euros. 2 euros. I'm talking about, I think it was 15 years ago.
Oh,
Now
oh,
imagine 2 euros
today.
with our currency,
Mm,
and you're just buying a bottle of Coke. So then that's what we decided, me and my wife. Do not
mhm.
convert. Because if you start converting, you will not spend a cent, you would be stressed out, and you just be miserable. If we know we have this budget, we know,
Yeah.
okay, if we have 10,000 rand, South African rands, when it's
Hmm.
converted that side, this is how
Hmm.
much we have.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
if we're looking at a price and it says 2 euros, think about it as 2 rand,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know,
And it
like
will
that, or
make,
20
yeah,
rand.
if you know exactly in your budget, because that's
Yes.
where you have
Yeah.
to make a plan. Converting when you're
Yeah.
buying, I think it's not a wise decision. But
Yeah.
converting when you're still planning to go there, you know that,
Hey,
okay, with my 10,000 rand, I can only be able to sit down and eat, and I must come back home. you know
yeah.
you just know what you have to do, so you're converting it before you even go, that okay, I've got
Before you go.
20,000 for my spending, and 20,000 rands is equals to this much in euros. You know
Mm.
exactly, and that you cannot go overboard, and
But
separating it.
do we ever think about home when we're on vacation?
Well, I don't, even if I'm traveling within South Africa, I still don't think about going home.
Yeah, me neither. Uh,
I still don't think about going
you
home.
you are right. You are right. Have a budget before you
You
plan
travel.
a
Hmm.
vacation or you
Hmm.
travel, so that
Hmm.
you know you have put money aside, and that really helps, because
Yeah.
when you're there and then you spending your money, splashing all out, and you know having the time of your life.
Hmm.
Reality is still there.
Yes.
That vacation comes to an end, and you have to go back to
And you have to
reality.
go back home.
Like you're saying, did I hear you right that you say when you came back from one vacation you couldn't go back to work
I
because you
couldn't
didn't
go
have
back to
money?
work. I had to borrow money.
Who do
I
you go
couldn't
to and
go home.
borrow?
I had to
Secondly,
borrow
the
money for
audacity,
transportation, not even eating, like for transportation. I need to go back to work.
the
I need to work,
audacity,
you know?
the audacity. How do you go and borrow money while you are posting that you're in Maui, you're in
Well,
Seattle,
I
you're
wasn't
in the
posting, but I had a time of my life. But now,
yeah,
unfortunately, I have to go back home. I have to go back to work. And
yeah,
now it's costly. And that leads to what I wanted to share as well. That I
yeah.
think most people find themselves in financial troubles because we don't think that there's tomorrow. So if I'm planning
Mm,
to go on vacation, or maybe it's a long vacation or short vacation, and
mm,
say I usually pay my bills on the first of every month, make sure that those bills will automatically be paid, even though you are on vacation. Or make sure that you've got access to your bank, like your internet banking, when you are overseas or wherever you are. And you make sure that on that day, you make the payment of your bills, because they're not gonna go away. Maybe petrol you can skip for that week or 2 weeks, but you still
mm,
have to go back. If there's a bond, you need to pay for that bond. If there's a car, and all your insurances, you have to make sure that you do pay for them, because if you don't, the next month will be difficult for you. If you don't pay, you will spend that money. Believe me, The experience is very fun. So you will spend that money, and you, with the hope that you will replace the money. You know, oh no,
Mm,
I'm gonna go back to work. It means I have to cut down one, two, three for me to be able to pay the
mm,
bond. And that's why we find ourselves in trouble, because now come month the next month end, you are owing a bond for 2 months. It's like, now say you're paying 10,000 rand for your bond, you're owing 20,000 rand. Now you are owing the car, maybe it's 7,000 rand a month, you are owing 14,000 rand. You need to take out 14,000 rand if it's a bond and a car, excluding food, excluding petrol, excluding your insurances. Now you have to pay 34,000 rand. You'll find
Ooh,
yourself tapping on your credit card. You will find yourself taking an overdraft. And the minute you start doing that, you are done. You are now in
yeah.
debt. And the debt is caused by you not planning properly to go on vacation and to stick to your budget. Because, hey, it is nice, you if the money is there, you will spend it. But if you know that, okay, I'm going on holiday, I need to pay what for 1, 2, 3, put that money in an account, or make sure that on that day where you always pay your bills, make sure that
Mm.
you pay them, or you pay them before you even go on holiday, so that you know that whatever you have now is enough for you to spend. Even though you go over your budget, you know that you are not going to be encountering debts at the end of the day.
So here's a question for me
Mhm.
or for you. Is it possible or is it wise that I'm planning to go on vacation, right?
Mhm.
And I'm looking
Mhm.
at my budget and I'm saying, okay, this is how much I have saved for that vacation.
Mhm.
By the way, we say in vacation, South Africa doesn't use the word vacation. We use holidays.
Holiday. Mhm.
But anyway, a holiday or a vacation, same difference.
Same difference.
Same difference. Same WhatsApp group. So
Yeah.
so would it be prudent for me to go to my service provider or an institution that I'm owing and say, can I arrange a pay break for the next month? And then what I'm supposed to pay for that month, maybe I spread it out in 3 months, which is now inclusive of um, the rate that I'm paying every month. Would it be something that
Eish.
one can encourage or
I
not?
will never encourage for you to do that now.
Mm,
You know, people don't understand premium break.
yeah.
Premium break doesn't mean that you're not owing for that month. It
Mm,
means you are gonna pay for it later.
yes.
So if you pay for it later, one, if it's a huge loan, you will pay more interest. You will
Okay.
pay, you'll extend your payment term. So is it worth
Mm,
extending a payment term and the interest rate that will incur on just for you to go on a holiday? Or you can just move your holiday and say, you know what, my budget is not allowing me to go this time, so let me save again for maybe, let me add 6 months to this.
mm,
So I wouldn't
mm,
advise, this is a disclaimer. This is not financial advice. It's just me saying on the situation at hand that I wouldn't
mm,
advise you to take a premium break if for a holiday. But I do advise people to take premium holidays if you are facing financial woes and you cannot cope, because you need to cope at the end of the day. Not
mm,
paying is still going to give you more stress. So if there's a way for you to take a premium break, maybe for 2, 3 months, then you can be able to pay. But just know that the interest rate is now high, because the months you were not paying incurs
mm,
an interest, but you will start paying maybe in 3 months time. So you will pay for those interest, when you still were not paying your premiums. So I wouldn't advise you to do that. However, if you've got usually they use tax-free savings or any unit trust or any investment that you're paying not the long-term endowments and the likes. But if you've
Mm.
got a short-term investment like your tax-free savings, I will say you can take a premium break on that. Say you
Okay.
are paying 2,000 rand that you are putting aside, for
Mm.
your emergency, and a situation arises. I mean, you're not going to pay any penalty for posing, and you are not going to catch up on the premiums that you missed, so that you
Okay.
can take a premium break however you want it. Because
Okay.
it's not going to affect your finances. But other than that, no. If it's an interest bearing whatever, whether it's your bond or your car, don't do it. It's a trap.
Sure. Because
Yeah.
it would sound like it's one good solution, to getting a break
Now,
and
when
and
it
and,
looks
and
good, it's
investing.
not good.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
looks
You
good
still
is
have to
never
pay
good.
back. That's true.
Just
You
find
still have to
out
pay
why
back.
is it looking good. Maybe it's just coated. Whatever is in there, nah, it's not edible.
In the beginning of this year,
Mhm.
and I think if every year in the beginning, like uh, early days of January, I see posts, WhatsApp statuses of how one can save. They save this much per week, and it amounts to that much at the end of the year. Let's say now you're thinking about taking a holiday in December or maybe
Mhm.
January,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
you haven't started saving for that. What would you advise anyone, who's thinking of maybe start saving now, how they can go about it, that they have at least, you know some considerable amount of money to go away, not even overseas, just around locally, short left. They can go visit the parks, they can go visit natural reserves.
They can come to Mpumalanga. That's where I am.
We must speak to the MEC of Mpumalanga and
Yeah,
arrange
I
something,
know they
because
need to sponsor me now, eh?
yeah, no, 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 you pull in the traffic to Mpumalanga, I see. And you're always there in Mpumalanga.
I'm always in Pumalanga because of the beautiful mountains and the waterfalls, and there's so much that you can do in Pumalanga.
Mpumalanga is
Some of the
beautiful.
things
I've
they
I've
don't
been here.
cost you a thing. You know,
Yeah.
going back
Mm,
to your question, Nero,
mm,
if you haven't started planning for your vacation now,
yeah.
I cannot say it's too late. I cannot say it's never too late. It's up to you. But one
Mm,
thing I can advise you is that you need to be realistic. Like we said earlier, that a book, you want to go to Mpumalanga, what is it that you would like to see in Mpumalanga? You want
yeah.
to go to the God's windows, or you want to take like a drive and you see all the activities around Mpumalanga, coming from Joburg, you want to stop here. I remember on our previous show when we were talking about vacation, we
Mm,
mentioned that you need to look at the things that cannot cost you much for you
yeah.
to be able to enjoy. So be realistic. You want to go and visit, you can still do it. If you're driving, you need to know how much petrol you're gonna need. You know your car,
Mm. Toll gates.
or you need to go hitchhike. If the petrol, because the petrol is going up and down, but it's not changing, it's still expensive. So you need to know exactly the costs of your traveling. You want to
Mm,
come to Mpumalanga, maybe a tank, depending on your car. If
yeah.
you're using a huge car, look at 2,000 rand, just a tank going and 2,000 rand to go back. And there's a lot of toll gates. So
Oh,
there's a lot of toll gates. So you need to know that the area you're going to, it's either you can be able to run away from the toll gates, or you'll need to
which you
take the
spending
toll
more,
route.
then you're spending more petrol.
Petrol. I mean, you need pick a battle. I mean, but Besides, if you're going on a holiday, the running
Yeah.
away of the toll gates will be
Yeah.
that I'm seeing this place. So you need to make it worth your vacation. You don't have
Yeah.
to look at it as running away for the toll routes while you're going
Mm.
straight to a certain place. You'll just have to
Yeah.
look at places around there. So if I go through this, I will be able to see this, and then I'll spend maybe a night there, and then I'll continue with my journey. So you need to
Mm.
be realistic, basically. And your planning, when we're talking about planning, most of the time we're talking about the budget, we're not talking about the planning. Planning will include, okay, I'm going to the Kruger. The Kruger, where am I going to sleep? Do I want to spend more
Yeah.
money in the accommodation that I'm not going to spend most of my time? I just go there to sleep, and
To
then, but I
sleep.
want
Yeah.
to sleep comfortably, or you want to visit the areas. So you need to know exactly what you want to do, and you need to know at what cost will that be. You want to visit the God's windows. Is there a charge to get in there? What is it that you want to do you want to see the waterfalls? Is there a charge for that? If it's free, then it's a hooray. If you pay for it, how much? So you're making a list of the things that you want to see. You're putting the price
Mm.
tag next to it as to how much will I spend. The food that I'm gonna eat. Do I eat out like in a restaurant, or do we get a place where we can be able to cook our own meals? And you calculate, if we're cooking our own meals, how much groceries do we have to purchase? What is the price difference? Because if you didn't know, food in Joburg is cheaper as compared to Mpumalanga. Maybe people
Okay.
can argue that, but I'll tell you. It's cheaper, price tag wise, depending on what you're buying in Pumalanga,
Mm.
in Joburg, as compared to Mpumalanga, because the food will be transported from that side to this side, and it increases the prices. So you do your math. So you need to know
Wait.
all
Wait. Wait.
these
Wait.
things.
Wait. Where is it cheaper? Inland
In
or
Joburg
in
is
Joburg?
cheaper as compared to our side. I
Yeah.
mean, good retail store, good grocery stores. They
Yeah.
tend to be more expensive. You can go
Mm.
to other places that everybody is purchasing. I'm not promoting anybody, but there are certain shops that that when you get there, their food is
Mm.
cheaper, but their food is not as fresh as the other retail store. So you will
And
choose what you want to.
that W shop, eh? Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So
The
you need to
mm.
know that. You need to know that, and you need to know if you go to a restaurant. Luckily, most of the
Mm.
restaurants are posting their menus. You will know at least roughly how much you're
How
gonna
much you can
pay
spend?
if you're eating out, and
Mm.
I mean, picking up your phone and call that restaurant that you want to try their food to see if the
Mm.
price are still the same as the ones that are advertised on their website, or if there's any
Yeah.
change. If possible, they can send you their latest price list for you to be able to plan your traveling. And now, when you're traveling, you know that, what, I'm not eating there worried. Or no, you know what, eating out will be more expensive. Let's rather
Mm.
cook our own meals. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about planning for your vacation. And then now you will know how much exactly you will need. So
Yeah.
when you know how much you will need, your savings from now in August to December will tell you if you are going on a vacation or you are not going on vacation.
Wow. You deserve a. So let's change gears a little bit.
Yeah,
We're still
yeah.
on the topic, but make it lighter. What if you visit overseas, right?
Hmm,
Go
hmm.
on vacation overseas. What are the things that you love about it that you wish you had back home from your personal experience?
I think from my personal experience is the experience. Like I say that Mpumalanga is the most beautiful place I've ever.
Wena udlala ngesilungu.
I honestly, it will be that I'm looking at the new things. I think I
Mm.
love nature more. So the places that I visit,
Yeah.
it reminds me of home. So you like, okay, this is like this mountain, this is like that. So that's why, that's just me. I know that some people enjoy shopping. I know that some
Yeah.
people want to see these huge buildings. No, that's not me.
Yeah.
I want to see my
Yeah.
animals. I enjoy seeing a different Irish cow, as compared to my dad's Spons Maras. So
Yeah.
you see different things, and you would like to compare them with whatever you've got at home, and see if we are really totally different, or we are just the same people, just different environment.
Yeah. Have you had that experience where you somewhere else and they're not speaking your own language, your home
Yes,
language,
I'll tell
and
you
then
the story.
as you're walking and then you
Not
hear
even
this
my home
language like,
language.
nah, this is home. And you do something that you would normally not do when you're home, because
Yeah.
everyone speaks the language and it doesn't catch your attention. But now, uh, hey, Teresa!
Hi, man.
Hey,
Hi, how
Teresa!
are you guys?
What's our show?
Oh my goodness. I just walked
Hey,
in the door.
hey, boss lady.
Sister
Look
Strip
at the chat.
Chipper. Ooh, I think this the T-shirt she's wearing deserves a clap now, please.
It does. It
Yeah,
does.
that was our appreciation last year.
Teresa, how is it cheaper than therapy?
Oh, the physical therapy, it was yeesh. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Thank
no, no.
you. I
I'm
mean,
talking
you
about
said it
the
all.
check.
Hey.
How is sister's trip cheaper than therapy?
Oh, how is sister trip? Oh, because you have a chance to relax, you have a chance to have fun, you have a chance to eat and just do all kind of good stuff that you can't do on therapy.
You know, and the things that you do in therapy are very frustrating as much as they are relaxing
Yes.
afterwards, but they very, very daunting. So, Sister Strip, I agree with you. They cheaper than therapy.
Mm-hmm.
All
So, what
right.
is the conversation about
So
today? What
Yes,
did I
now
miss?
you asked me a question I wanted to answer before Dresser comes in.
yeah, go
What
for
was
it,
your
Figgy.
question again? Because we were waiting for
Oh,
Dresser to
yeah.
come
What?
Oh
in.
yes, the question is what is it that when you going out for vacation, you there you and you you experience things that you wish you had back home.
Mm.
What are
No,
those things?
I think I answered that one. The one that you were asking was, have I
Yeah,
been in a place where they're speaking a language that I couldn't understand, or not
there
my
you go.
language? Yes, I'll tell
Yeah,
you a very short story that we laugh
yeah,
about every time.
yeah,
So you speak English wherever you go, and you believe English is the best.
Exactly.
And my father, being my father, doesn't speak English, so he trusts us that, you know what, you will be my what
translator.
in my
Yeah,
translator. We
yeah.
went to
Oh.
Quebec, and we couldn't speak French. None of
Wait,
us could speak
Quebec
Yeah,
speaks
French.
Quebec is
French. They
French.
speak French
Yeah.
in Quebec.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I thought it
Uh-uh.
was English.
Canada, Quebec,
It's
Canada is
a
French.
joke up to date that we couldn't converse with anyone in that place. Not even the waitresses, not even, you don't even know how to ask for food or directions. And then my dad was like, "Oh, your English is not even helping you here. Useless." Me and you are the same.
So talking about French, eh? So we were in Paris and we're looking for direction to go to the
Duh.
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
And and now we walk into the shop and we're asking because they speak French, we speak I try to speak English. And and
Okay, no.
I recited some of the words in French. So I walked in and I walked to the gentleman there and I say, "Parlez-vous anglais?" And then he looks at me like, walks away. So I go to another person, "Parlez-vous anglais?" Meaning, do you
Uh-huh.
speak English? You know?
English, yeah.
And then then he says, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." And I said, "I'm looking for direction to go to the Eiffel Tower." He's like, "Yeah, Eiffel Tower? No, 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 no. Eiffel Tower. Like, how do you not know Eiffel Tower when you live in Paris?" I mean, that's like the first thing that you should know. That's Eiffel Tower. You know, Champs Elysees. I see them. You know, those are the malls and everything. But Eiffel Tower is like the icon of
Everybody
Exactly.
Paris.
who's
You have to go to the
from
Eiffel
our
Tower.
country wants to go to the Eiffel Tower, eh?
Yeah. So now he goes around asking everyone about the Eiffel Tower. No one knows about the Eiffel Tower, and they speak French. And I was shocked. And then he later is like, "Oh, uh, Tour de Eiffel." Like, yeah, that one, that one. Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
That was funny. So
So
Tresha,
it's
on your
very
side,
interesting when you're traveling.
Yeah,
it is,
yeah,
it
it
is.
is. No, you know what?
What do
Well,
you like?
I've several countries where I don't speak my language: Germany, Netherlands, Norway, South Africa. Y'all South Africans who don't want to speak English don't speak English. Um, when I was out there for like when I came the second time I was out when I was there for 3 months. Me and this young
Uh,
brother, we was riding in a taxi. I forgot where we were going, but the driver didn't want to speak English to me. He kept speaking whatever his language was, either Zulu or Xhosa, whatever. He kept speaking. I'm like, okay, I don't understand what you're saying because I speak English. I know where I want to go. And so the guy who was with me, he kept translating, trying to say what he said. I was like, I know he speak English because he know where I'm trying to go. So I know this man speak English. So that was kind of interesting. And then the second time, another guy who spoke Zulu to me. We was helping out on the building project. And I guess he was asking me if they was hiring. And so he kept saying something in Zulu. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I only speak English. I'm from America. And he kept speaking. I was like, I'm sorry. I don't speak that language, but I'm from America. And he got mad. Then he finally said, are you guys hiring? I was like, come on. You speak English. Can you just speak English to me? I'm black. I should be able to
yeah.
speak your language, but I'm from America.
I was about to say that, Tressa. How can you be black and never speak any African languages? I think we've got
Yeah,
that.
and I think that's what irritated him. He's like, "Oh, this is just frustrating." So he finally just spoke English to me. I'm like, "This is crazy." Yeah, but in every country,
That's
Norway was
amazing.
interesting. Norway is not a lot of people that speak English in Norway either. So it's a good thing I was with a
Yeah,
sister.
yeah.
It was her hometown, so she spoke for us. But yeah, it's interesting. But it don't stop you from getting
Okay,
around.
now tell me,
Hmm.
Tressa, you're mentioning something very interesting. Did you know going to those places that they're not speaking English?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
You knew.
But but I
They
did,
what? How are you planning to bridge that?
girl, because I still assume that somebody's gonna speak English. And then it's the hope somebody is gonna speak English. But you know what else too? We have so many different language apps. You have Google Translate that can translate
Mhm,
for you when they don't speak English. You have Babbel.
mhm.
And then you have your travel books. You have little travel books that if you're going to a country that don't speak that don't speak English, that'll help you to at least get around for the necessary things that you can learn that speak some phrases in their language to help you.
Mentioning that, Tressa, very interesting because I tried using the Google apps and a number of apps that can convert the your language
The
Yeah.
to
language,
other
yeah.
people's languages. And one thing I found interesting was that they're doing direct
Yeah.
translation, and the app that is translating what I'm
Yeah.
not saying.
Yes. Yeah.
So, have you ever experienced such where you're putting in on Google app, it has to say it in isiZulu and you putting it in English and it's translating for you, but it didn't mean exactly what you wanted at that
Yeah.
point in time.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced
Yeah. Especially with Amharic. Because Amharic is the Ethiopian language. That's
yeah,
a very difficult language. I guess.
totally
Yes,
different?
and
Yes.
trying to translate that because it's one young sister, well, older sister that I pick up for meeting, and she only
Mhm.
speak Amharic. She's learning English, but when I
Amharic.
send her something in Amharic, she's like, "Huh? No, trying to figure out what what I'm saying is yeah." She's reading like, what are you talking about? So yeah, yeah, I have. Mhm.
So you have experienced what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
Yeah.
I think for me it will be that it's an experience that we will come and recite in our
Mm,
show to say, "Hey, I went to this place. I wanted
yeah.
to the bathroom, and they showed me a bus stop." Because it becomes
I'll let you know.
totally
Well, because
different than from what you
we're going on
wanted.
vacation September 9th through the 24th. So I'll let you know about my experience in
Mhm.
Rome and my experience in Paris.
Yes,
I don't.
please. I
London
think
is
we'll have
English,
a
yes.
show where you will come back and
Yeah.
tell us how
Uh-huh.
it
I'll have to
went.
let y'all know. Yeah. What if I experience any mix-ups like that?
Yeah,
That's
that will be fantastic. That will be
so.
fantastic. I know now.
So,
Me and
so
Tressa, we
Yes.
overpower you. Now you
I,
can't
I,
say
I almost
anything. Back to you.
I almost switched off my camera and mic there. Just leave the two of you
Now
people
back
for
to
the
you,
show.
Nero.
So in any case, the other thing is the shock of the people that stay in the area not knowing what is happening
Yeah.
around them. And unfortunately, I'm one of those. I'm here in South Africa, and you come from overseas, and you ask me a question about this place that I have not been, and what a shock, So so we were in New
Hmm.
York, and because New York is, you won't find
No.
parking. It's it's
Mhm,
it's it's a problem. It's full. It's like everywhere there's
Yeah.
cars, there's yellow taxis and all of those.
mhm, mhm,
So
mhm.
so we parked in, I think it was Manhattan.
Did you park in the garage?
So we were able,
Yeah.
yeah, in a garage, yeah. So we parked the car in the garage in Manhattan, and then we took a taxi, a cab, and then we went into right in the middle of New York. We're having at the time of our life, and now it's time to go back. We got so lost,
I
and
bet
I'm
you
thinking,
did.
I don't know where I parked the
You
car.
forgot where you
I
parked
don't know
it.
where I parked the car.
I knew
Yeah.
where this was going.
You just hopped in the taxi. When I go to New York, I don't ever drive in New York. Ever, ever. I take the subway and the train, and
Mm,
I take the subway, the bus and train, and the ferry everywhere. I don't
yeah.
drive out there. No, 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 no.
So so
Talking
so what we
Yeah,
about
did,
that.
exactly.
Now
we
we're
took a
interested.
sub
I wanna share my experience where
before
when we
before
were
before
in
you
one
share.
of the provinces
Before
in
you share,
Canada.
Figile, before
Yeah,
you share. So we took a subway, and then from there we took a taxi into New York.
yeah.
Coming back, the same taxi, subway, and now we got off one station. I thought it was the right station that we were supposed to get off, and we walked Manhattan at night. We went through Chinatown somewhere. We just didn't know, and you get people sitting on the corners
Yeah.
of the road and everywhere, looking suspicious. And here's me, my wife, and another sister we were traveling with from Cape Town, and we don't know where to go. So we went into the China shop. We say, "Hey, we're looking for this place," and they like, "Ah, no, go this way," and we go. Man, did we
Yeah.
walk? eventually I saw a cop on the side of the road. I went to him, a policeman. And I said, we're looking for this place. He didn't know where the place was. You're a cop, man. If if I done 911, I expect you to be here because you should know the place. But you don't know
They stay in their area too. He was like, I don't know that. Oh Lord.
yeah, yeah, no. I figure like you
I
wanted to say
wanted to
something.
share something similar to getting
Yeah,
lost. So we decide. I think we were in Victoria, and then we're like, okay, we'll use like public transport. It will allow us to see
Mm-hmm.
places. We got in
yeah.
a train. We travel. We're looking for a place. Okay, we flew to Victoria, and then when we get there, we're looking for a certain place. We're traveling. We're walking around. You get to the train. You get off and back, and you're like, you know what? I think driving is much better here. We had to get a car.
Yo, they,
We had
Oh
to
my.
hire a car because, I mean, when you're getting lost in a car, it's better than walking. You get so frustrated.
you were in
Yeah.
Victoria, Canada?
Anyway,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Victoria in Canada.
uh
guys, uh, our time is up. Thank you so much,
I
Teresa,
can
for
see.
joining us. Figile, what a nice conversation that we had there for everyone there. So basically, to wrap up, what we were saying is, um, be sure to plan your trip. Don't just decide to go on vacation and you have not budgeted and made a plan on
Right.
what to do. You either become a burden to the group that
Yep.
you're traveling with, or you be miserable at in your vacation, or you won't enjoy anything
Mhm.
of it. So planning is very important, and knowing the
Yeah.
prices and to budget, you know how much you're going to spend also helps you to enjoy your vacation.
Mhm.
December, a lot of people will be going away on vacation in South Africa, where we're saying they're going away on holiday. Where Tressa and them, they would say
Yes.
vacation. Yeah, you have to be prepared for that, and we hope you enjoyed, and we hope this show has shed some light for you. And we will see you with our next show next week on Thursday, same time, same place. And we're looking forward to speaking to you. Thank you, everyone. I think that's a wrap for us. Hey,
Yes.
I think so. Now you took everything. I mean, the most important thing is that you need to know your budget.
yeah,
Put it down,
Mm-hmm.
stick to it for you
yes,
not to be miserable.
yeah.
Enjoy the experience when you're taking a vacation. It's very
Awesome.
important to enjoy the
Yeah,
vacation.
and I
All
I will
right.
second
Thank
all of
you.
y'all
Thank you, everyone.
y'all. I second that. I do the same thing. I budget for everything. I plan in advance. I research everything we're going to do. I know how much I'm going to spend, and I even plan for a little bit more for just in case. But yeah, I agree with you. So that if you want to have a
Yeah.
good time, you know what your budget is, and you can have a good time on almost any budget. You can't be too cheap because if not, you're not gonna have fun. But yeah, I agree with you guys. Budget
Yeah.
Mhm,
budget is
mhm, mhm.
definitely the key. Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone, for
everybody.
joining us. See you
Okay.
next
Bye
time.
bye.
You need internet and you need
Thank you for the